Hello, beautiful light-filled souls. As 2018 comes to a close and it didn't kill us, we must be stronger then. I want to talk about this idea that a lot of near-death experiencers talk about. I'm not the only one. I hear people mentioning it, and it certainly resonates with me, though. So this idea of creating heaven on earth. And on an energetic level, I made a strong intention to do exactly this with the first annual Near Death Experience Summit, and it warmed my heart. It made me feel so excited to know that there were people who watched this who all doubt was erased. They knew without a doubt after listening to Near Death Experiencer after Near Death Experiencer talk that the afterlife is a real, tangible place. And I reached through that barrier in meditations for weeks ahead of time. I pushed aside all my fears and doubts, and I said, I am connecting with heaven, and I'm bringing heaven to earth. So what does that look like when you bring the energy of heaven to earth? For me, heaven represented perfection. So when I was there in my near-death experience, there was no death, there was no decay, there was no pain, there was only love and aliveness and joy and power and beauty. And some people hear music in heaven. I certainly wish that I had heard music in heaven, but I felt this sense of great peace, great freedom, and great love. I saw my grandfather in the afterlife, and he still participates when I connect to that idea of heaven, and he's still a part of my journey. I think grandparents often do become spiritual guides to their grandchildren because they only get a little piece of their life sometimes, and then they cross over, and so they are recognizable guides in that sense. So heaven, when that energy is brought to this earth, the way it looks to me is I open up this portal and this beauty and magic just comes through. And so I'm not seeing what is happening in reality. I'm seeing the perfection sort of overlaid on top of what is. And so you can see your own spiritual perfection in that sense. So you might imagine, who your spiritual being is, that fearless part of you that is pure love. So if there's something in your life that is held back from moments of being a victim, or ways that you've been wronged, or ways that life has taken you in directions that you just really can't believe life has taken you, if you set that aside and you think, who is the warrior part of myself? Who is the core, beautiful, amazing, loving part of myself? When you get to heaven, you're not going to look back and go, oh, I wish I'd feared a little bit more, or, oh, I wish I'd commiserated with others a bit more about this thing that happened, or this other moment in my life. You're going to get there and go, what good did I do? What love did I give? How did I change the world? Was I a warrior for good? Was I bringing this heaven on earth to this planet? Was I transforming lives? Was I transforming myself? Was I letting go of darkness at ever increasing rates and ancestral ties and everything that holds me back? Was I shining to the best of my ability and bringing in that light of God in every interaction? Or did I stumble, and was I afraid? Was I caught up in ego? Was I caught up in different fears about what might happen if? You're not going to think like that. You're going to realize that love is all that matters. So if this is love for a group of people and you're simply giving this love as you give a talk, or whether this is your family, or whether this is your primary relationship, whatever your relationship is, your relationship with your kids, your relationship with those around you, all you are going to look back and go and consider is, how much love did I give? And when you know that, and you know that with certainty and every day, then you realize there's only so much time. There's only so much time to transform so much on this earth. And how am I going to do it? How best am I going to do it? How am I going to find a path to begin this journey? Now, people also talk about a lot of self-love, and maybe that's where a lot of people have to begin. You have to just love yourself through the pain. and not beat yourself up for not being all that you want, in this moment, not shining the way that you want to shine, but really kind of counsel yourself. And you can do this with the love of angels, with the love of God, with that participation of heaven. And if there's one thing that I know, and if there's one thing that I will keep repeating and keep repeating, is that healing can happen so very quickly when you connect with that energy of God, when you connect with that energy of heaven. So as you do that, as you open yourself to receive that love from heaven and that light from heaven, as you become that light, and this is my tagline, become the light of your own healing, as you realize you are not separate from that light, that you are a part of it, then you begin to really transform situations. And it's not like your whole life transforms instantly. It's just that whatever focused energy you bring into that moment, you transform that moment. And then you start doing that with the next moment and the next moment. And it becomes a habit after a while, this bringing heaven to earth. And you might come up with your own rituals. This can be a lot of fun. Maybe you open your arms to the heavens and you simply bring in that love and that ability to receive. There can be numerous ways that you do this, but whatever you choose and whatever ceremony or ritual or way of praying and being open, then do that, and do that every day with certainty, with knowing, and with power that you are using what is meant for you. That there is nothing that a friend of mine said this, and I'll put a link to her website below because she's an inspiration, but the only thing that is holding you back is your ability to receive goodness and receive abundance and receive love and receive joy. That is truly the only thing holding you back. That you're putting up barriers, you're looking at ways to not get the magic that you want, to not get what it is that you want in life. And the more you're open to receive, the more beauty flows into your life, and the more love of God flows into your life, because you're not separate from that love. I'm not separate from that love. None of us are. And that's such a comforting feeling, and knowing that heaven wants to help you. Heaven is here to participate in your life, and let it connect with it, be that light that you are meant to be in 2018 with what's left of it, and in 2019. But bless you so much for watching my YouTube channel and for being with me on this journey. And I wish nothing but goodness and happiness and strength for you in the coming years. And I have this idea that many of us are going to turn on the light and keep that gas pedal down and just go forth and be those light workers that we know we are. And I'm so glad that I've found you on this journey. Thank you very much.